Hey everyone, welcome to rePLAY CEDIA Expo 2024. I'm going to be your host for the day. My name is Steph Beckett. I am the managing editor of rAVe Pubs, and I'm joined by Megan Dutta, who is the editor of Launch Code, our sister publication. And
Hey,
she's also
Steph.
our director of emerging markets. So, hi, Megan, welcome.
Hi. Yeah, I'm excited to chat about CEDIA Expo. I unfortunately didn't get to attend this year, but I loved watching all of the videos, watching, all the text from the rAVe team, seeing what was going on at the show. So I'm excited to go through all of these.
Yeah, so we've kind of interspersed today a little bit differently. We've got some fun interviews from a few outside forces that are going to come in and talk to us a little bit about the technology that they noticed on the show floor. So this is going to be a little bit different, but it is going to be really fun. We're going to go through a lot of products. So if you missed any, don't worry. The full video can be found on the rAVe Pub site and also on our YouTube channel. So don't worry if you missed something. We'll try not to go so fast that your head spins, but we're gonna keep it moving.
Yeah. And while you're watching today, don't forget to fill out the poll questions that we have going on. And if you have any questions for me and stuff, you can drop those in the chat.
Yeah, exactly. And don't forget, you can talk to each other in the networking portion too. So if you want to say hey to somebody you recognize, we haven't quite figured out how to give you the exact experience of actually attending CEDIA Expo, but this was like the closest that we could come up with. So we hope you enjoy. So is there anything else we need to do, Megan?
No, let's bring on your first guest, Steph.
Let's bring on the first guest. So I got to chat with the one and only Jason McGraw of Emerald. So if you don't know who that is, he is kind of the one of the people who is tasked with putting on CEDIA Expo and CIX. And we talked a little bit about the trends he was expecting to see at the show versus what he actually saw, and a little bit about how the show has continued to grow and grow. As Gary says later on, where I'm going to bring on Gary, and he has been saying that he thinks this is the best CEDIA that he's seen in 7 years. So I think Jason definitely echoes that. So we're going to go ahead and roll this interview with him. For our first segment of today, I would like to invite on Jason McGraw. Welcome, Jason. How are you?
Hey, Steph. Great to be with you today. I'm doing fine, thanks.
Let's start with the CEDIA Expo side of things. So were you surprised? So we talked a little bit before the show started about the trends that you thought we were going to see a lot of. You mentioned lighting.
Yep.
Did another type of product surprise you when you saw a lot of something else on the show floor?
Well, there were certainly more lighting manufacturers showing lighting products and lighting control systems, etc., which was fantastic. Definitely also saw some more security solutions on the floor.
Yeah.
A growing number of micro LED display manufacturers. And some interesting ones. I didn't expect, for example, to see Stealth Acoustics have an outdoor LED screen that would pop up that you can put out in your backyard. That was pretty cool and unexpected. That caught my attention walking around the show floor. But yeah, I mean, quantum media systems, just video walls, and then of course the large staple brands like LG and Planar, Sony, Samsung, and we had some new brands, new to the show brands like Absen, Aodo. They also were showing LED products on the show floor. So a lot more of the micro LED. That's definitely a growing trend, especially in the resi-commercial space, let's say.
Yes, I think the amount of OLED actually surprised me. Because, OLED exists, it's definitely there, but it's so expensive that, I wasn't surprised, or I was surprised to see so many OLED options on the floor, and I think it's because that's starting to get a little bit cheaper with the more people that have that technology, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that, direct view displays look tremendous. I mean,
yeah,
I went through several of the demos, and just it's stunning, the quality, the wide color ranges, the depth of the blacks, especially for cinema. It's incredible. I know Sony had some great product launches. I was in the LG and Samsung in particular, and they all have just top quality displays. Whether it's a Neo QLED or you know whatever the different types of technologies that the brands have, or the marketing of their technology. But there's no doubt, with the LED technology and the pixel pitches getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And then, of course, you have the OLED, like you described. I mean, it's just it's a very rich experience. I think all of the consumers out there, are the clients in the industry, are the winners, right? They're able to get even a better and better experience, and the top of the line products were on display at the show last week. So, a big kind of resurgence or celebration of home theater with the home theaterology book that was debuted at the show, and the keynote address from Barry Sonnenfeld, the award-winning director and cinematographer, talking about, and he's also a cinemaphile, the excitement, the thrill of home theater, and how that connection is for the consumer to connect with the entertainment industry and have that movie experience in their home. That goes back to the roots of how the CEDIA organization, CEDIA Expo, started over 30 years ago, and it's still a very essential part of the show. We had more sound rooms and demo rooms on the show floor this year compared to last year, which is a great experience. That's one thing. We get a lot of comments from attendees. Is like, wow, that was so awesome. I got to hear this. I got to see it. And oftentimes it's very difficult to have that experience unless you're going to a showroom or somebody's install. But to see dozens of demos at one time, one place, is also a really great opportunity at CEDIA Expo and Commercial Integrator Expo.
Those are, I would argue, like one of the most important parts of the show, because you can, yell into the void about specifications all you want, but that's not really what's gonna get someone to want to spec your product. It's gonna be when they hear it or they see it for themselves. I was really pleased that I did not see a ton of speakers just on a pedestal, not connected to anything this year, or not a lot of displays that just had a branding logo on it. Like, they were really showing us what it does, which I think was so important and part of what made the event so successful.
I'm sure a lot of the audio brands, and probably somebody has this tagline, hearing is believing, right? Like, you can close your eyes and you're not actually seeing the product, you're hearing the product, or feeling the experience of sound waves move you. And but it's the combination, right? A thrilling, stunning, high definition video with very high quality content, with a really amazing soundstage that you get in built environments. So, I mean, so much goes into it besides just, hey, I want some speakers and a screen. So there's definitely a lot to be learned to perfect the art, if you will, because there's a science behind the art. And I think our integrators in the industry, really gain that knowledge from coming to the show, but then they turn around and provide it to their clients to have the most optimal experience. And at the same time, the great news is that there's products and solutions for every price range, right?
Yeah.
So, while a lot of the members and attendees at the show, are handling the top end of the market, the highest end, luxury installs. There's also solutions at the show for mid-market, and it's just all forms of system integration. So I think that's the great piece. You can see the best of the best at CEDIA Expo, and then you can also see where help your customers aspire to a better experience with some of the solutions that are offered at the show. So I think that's what's exciting about coming to the show, is that you may be stocking and installing different brands, but when you get to experience some other options, it opens up your thought process to new solutions for your customers, and I think that's a great benefit of coming to the show.
It is. So did you do any shopping on the show floor, Jason?
I had a fun time with rAVe, our CEO. We were walking around the show floor and we were looking at some of the demos and some of the different displays, and we're like, yeah, I sure would love to have that, but some were definitely beyond my budget for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
A little too luxury, maybe even for us.
But to your point, I mean, as technology keeps evolving, things come in at the top, and then as they move along, the prices tend to come down to some extent. That's kind of the nature of technology over the last several decades, whether it's computing power, display power, etc. But at the end of the day, we're all analog beings, and even with the rise of technology and everything being IP addressable on a network, and we still need to see through our eyes, hear through our ears, and touch and feel, and that's really what you get by attending the show in person and seeing those products that that you can feel the experience. You can say, oh, I love that, or my customer is going to love that, and then it's just it's the annual gathering, right? Like, I think that's the other part, and I know I've seen online some folks talking about it, just that experience of getting back together, seeing your old friends, making new friends, is a big part of coming to the show, the networking events, and not just the learning and seeing the products, but it's getting to meet people firsthand and get back together and share stories, and it's like homecoming week, and I think that's a vital part for the industry's benefit of coming out to the show, is reconnecting and making new connections.
Well, Jason, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Good talking to you as always. And thanks for helping me kick off our rePLAY event.
Thanks, Steph. Enjoy, everyone. Until next time, take care.
You too. Bye. Okay, so let's get into some products. I'm really excited. So we're going to go through a lot of the products that won our awards, our Best of CEDIA Expo awards. We announced those today at 9 a.m. You can go check out the story on rAVe Pubs. But we're also just talking about other products that I saw, Gary saw, our team saw on the show floor and just really, really liked. So this first product, this is not their first time at CEDIA Expo, but I did want to bring them up. Megan, have you ever heard of Amp Genie?
I haven't.
So this is a really cool product. This is a signal sensing automatic audio receiver. So the way that this works is it kind of plugs into the same place where your receiver is. And if you have multiple things plugged into a receiver, so for me, I have my TV hooked up to mine so that I can watch Netflix, and I also have my turntable plugged in. This helps you just know based on what you play, what to send live. So you don't have to change the input on anything. The Amp Genie will just be like, oh, she's playing a record. Let me make the sound. So it's cool if you have a big system where you have a ton of stuff hooked up to it. So watch this product video to learn more.
A quick little demo of watching an Amp Genie in action right now. So you'll notice if you look at the Marantz, it's actually powered off right now, and our turntable is not playing, it's spinning, but the needle's up. So what's going to happen is when I drop the needle on the record, Amp Genie is going to hear that audio being produced by the turntable, and it's going to send the IR commands to the receiver, and it's all going to happen in less than 1 second. So here we go, 3, 2, 1, and you'll see it's already started the receiver. It's at power on, all channel stereo DSP. It's setting our input, and we're just waiting for the Marantz to finish warming up, and we should have audio just like that. So what just happened there was literally all I did was drop the needle on the record, and that booted up the receiver, set it to the right input, and it gave us audio.
Okay, so for our next product, I wanted to show a little bit of wall recessed lights. So this is from Light and Green, and we don't have audio on this one. She's just kind of gesturing, so I could kind of talk about it. This is the Harmony family. They're wall recessed step lights and bubble lights, and the fixture trims are made out of solid gypsum. So it's made so that you can't really see where the wall begins and where the light, or wall ends and light begins. And it also does not damage a plaster finish. So just wanted to bring that up.
We love something that doesn't damage your house.
Yeah, so it's good for like retrofits, I think, and a few other interesting like install options. So wanted to bring a few lights in here too, because there's a ton of those at CEDIA Expo, not as much at other shows. So, wanted to throw those in here too.
Yeah. So our next product is from Coastal Source. This is the Pathfinder omnidirectional speaker. So it's made so that you can add multiples throughout your walkway in your front or backyard. And it has some really cool features. And the other thing I like about it is that it's really tiny and so much louder than you would think. So let's check that out.
So a very low level omnidirectional speaker that can really go in the nooks and crannies of the landscape and even the hardscape. Okay, we can mount these on floors, ceilings, walls, a lot of adaptation to it. And on top of that, we'll be able to integrate them with some of our brass fixtures and things to come with this hole here where we can place fixtures right through the middle. And again, the goal is that when you go along a path, again, it's called the Pathfinder product, that you can go along the path and have a very uniform audio and music throughout your landscape. So if you want to learn more about these products and some of our other high-performance audio, please check out our website at coastalsource.com.
Steph, you know what I think we need to do now?
What?
Bring on another guest. So let's bring on your best friend, Gary Kay.
All right, for our next segment of rePLAY CEDIA Expo, I'm inviting on a complete stranger that you guys definitely don't know and have never seen before. Welcome to Gary Kay.
Hey, thanks for having me. Hey, this is my favorite part, to give out awards. I mean, like, if you just bring me on to just give out awards all the time, I'm perfectly happy and everybody's happy with me.
He shows up, he gives awards, he leaves.
That's right. That's it. Well, let's jump right in it because that show was, amazing. I was really impressed. It's the best CEDIA show in probably 6 or 7 years. There's a lot of momentum inside of CEDIA, and the toughest one to give out, I think, is the one that we. The big one, right? The best overall new residential product. And there's going to be a lot of debate over this.
We're starting with the most difficult one.
Yeah. And there's going to be a lot of debate, but I will stand behind this. And that is, and even though they are not the manufacturer of the original raw material, Samsung's application of the OLED flagship line with anti-glare technology is the best TV for your home, for all over the house, for any kind of application. And even though LG invented OLED, and we all know what's going on there, Samsung's application of anti-glare technology is incredible. So we have a video. Let's just watch this video about it.
What you'll see behind me, I have two TVs that are nearly identical. This is last year's S95C, and then over here I have this year's S95D. You'll see we've basically created a nightmare lighting situation. One of the things that people are always worried about is I have to deal with glare in my room. Well, that is a concern of the past. If you look at this TV over here, you can still see, we got a little bit of a reflection. We do a really good job at minimizing those reflections, but you can still see a pretty clear mirror image of this light over here. When we pan over to the S95D, all of that goes away. All of your concerns go away. Now you have an OLED TV that you'll be able to watch with the curtains drawn open, the lights turned on. It's still going to look fantastic in any environment.
Okay, our next one is Best Home Cinema Projector, and this is going to go to Sony for the brand new Bravia 9. You guys are looking at it now. So they came out with two projectors, but the Bravia 9 is the one we selected. Obviously just very gorgeous, very high end for really, really that like perfect home cinema.
It's native. It is native 4K. It's reflective LCD, 3 LCD technology, and it's about 3,500 ANSI lumens. So it's perfect sort of home cinema, home theater projector. And they have two models of this, but we gave it to the 9. The difference is the 8 is less brightness, but the 9 was the product that we gave it to. So the next one. Go ahead.
Sorry. Oh, I was just there for the press event where they announced that these were coming into existence. So it was really cool to get to see them talk about it. And obviously the whole Sony team is really excited, and we're excited too. So congratulations.
Yeah, and don't forget that all these are on our website at raypubs.com. You can see the awards that we gave out. A third is a new micro LED display, best new micro LED display, and we gave it to the Planar Illuminate Ultra W series. I'll tell you, Planar is really well positioned. I mean, if you're not going to do DCI in your home, this is the best way to go. DCI is custom, right? I mean, if you want to order a DCI LED, you can. It's custom, extremely expensive. I mean, LED is expensive either way, but what Planar's application to this is great. So watch this.
One of the things we're most excited about showing this year at CEDIA is our all-new outdoor product family, Luminate Ultra W. Luminate Ultra W is IP65 rated, both front and back, so it can be completely exposed to all the other elements, whether it's cold temperatures, rain, or high heat. This product family is capable of delivering well over 3,000 nits, so it can compete with virtually any high ambient light environment. This product is so good that not only do we use it outdoor, but we also use it indoor for high ambient light environments.
And the next one is Best New OLED Display. And the price of OLED is very slowly but surely coming down. So I think we're going to see a lot more OLEDs in houses all around. But the one that Gary and I thought looked the best is LG's OLED Evo Z3. 8K, absolutely gorgeous. It's got Dolby Vision. So check out this video.
This is an 8K OLED in all of its greatness. This is LG OLED at its absolute finest with the highest resolution. 8K resolution. It's got Evo, it's got Brightness Booster Max, it's got Dolby Vision, it's got the whole 9 yards, and it's 8K. Breathtaking, absolutely amazing. The Z3 from LG here at CEDIA 2024.
Okay, so for the next one, Stealth Acoustics wins Best New Outdoor Display. This is a new version of the Patio Theater Extreme, now it's called. And look, let's be honest, who doesn't want this for their house?
No,
if awesome. You have the space, you're going to want this. And, they've got the best outdoor product right now. And it is a good form factor. Stealth Acoustics has done a phenomenal job packaging the thing together, and you sell one of these, you're going to be really happy. Your customer's going to be really happy.
And it is, I consider it to be, while it is different technology, a competitor to CEDIA, although it doesn't accordion out, but it's another one of those things where you build this thing outside, but this is a much lower price point comparatively. So if one of your clients or customers is really asking for this type of product, but doesn't quite have the, $500,000 that they want to spend on a CEDIA, this is going to be an option.
All right. So the next product almost got best overall residential product, but it is too new and not shipping yet for us to give it to this. But the best new home automation hardware solution goes to a company called Modern Atomics. That's Michael Braithwaite's company. The product's called Collider, and you're not going to believe this until you watch this video and he explains how it works. But basically it's a 24-port network switch. It generates its own power. So check this out.
What we have here inside of both of these units are these very state-of-the-art ESM modules. Typically, you don't see this in consumer electronics like this. It's usually something military or some spacecraft that's usually using this. But we've taken that same technology that's inside of here, and we have a couple patents of our own on this. And this will allow you to power up to 48 shades in one RU. And there is no AC power. So on the back, these are another connections. So there's 24 PoE BT. So every one of these ports can do 90 watts. If you go look at a lot of PoE switches, this is really a real PoE BT switch, but it's specialized for shades. But if you look at most switches, they can't usually do all 24 ports at 90 watts. The other thing is you'll notice no AC input.
Yeah, there's no AC input. And by the way, this is Phoenix connectors because some shades require more power than PoE.
Because a larger torque motor, actually, you can't do even on PoE. You have to do the larger gauge wire. So this is support up to 12 gauge.
But it's still basically a network switch that you're outputting PoE.
Exactly, same thing. So because you have no power there, that means you need no electrician, no conduit. You don't need any of that.
Okay, so for the next one is its best new home automation software solution. And while the Crestron Home OS is not necessarily new, they introduced some really, really cool updates.
Well, I think they have a new version of it, right? Isn't it version
Yeah,
4 or something like
yes,
that? Yeah, yeah.
yeah, a new version. Gary, did you get to go over there and check that out and do the demo?
I did. I actually went through the demo, and look, from a thorough home automation system, it's the best one out there right now. It's always kind of bounces for me in my experience between Savant and Crestron, but Crestron's got the best one right now.
Yeah. All right. I'm excited to do this next one too. So the next one is best new home automation feature. And this one we gave to Snap One's Control 4X4. Snap One is sunsetting the other Control 4 program. I can't remember what it's called right now, but they're going to completely X4. And I'm really excited about it. The previews are very awesome. You can set different scenes and they make it very, very easy.
Well,
and
one thing that's really cool too, Steph, is they give the client the ability to do widgets and routines on their own.
Routines was what I was looking for, yes.
Which is nice because most control systems you have to call back in the programmer. So in this case, you get the chance to do that. And I think honestly, let's be honest, I think Savant and Crestron are going to look at this and do this themselves.
Yeah.
So best new audio product. Waterfall Audio's Niagara X2 or XT2 and XT1, both versions of that product got best new audio product.
Yep.
And
we're showing the video later. We're interviewing someone who also talks about this, so that's why I just have a picture of it.
Congratulations to them then.
Yeah, stick around and we'll show you the full video later. So
we're going to come back and finish the awards. We're going to do another segment of awards. This is only some of them. This is about a third of them. We're going to come back, but in the meantime, Steph, Megan, you got some more stuff to cover, right, Steph?
Yeah, let me bring Megan back on.
All right.
Okay, for this next product, we're going to talk about Leon a little bit later, but I actually really, really wanted to showcase this product. So this is the Edge Flex Frame, and this is for your very, very thin, tiny bezel displays. So Leon made this to add a finishing touch for that kind of the real thin display with under 2 inches in depth. And this fits about 700 models that are out there right now. And they've got all types of finishes, of course, because it's Leon, they're going to make it look good in your house. So it's nice that there is now an option for those displays that you got because they're so skinny that don't typically fit in another one of their frame options.
Yeah, everything they make is just gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
So sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. I would let them come in and just design my house.
Yes, you should. So this next video we're going to bring up is from Juke Audio. This is the Juke Plus multi-room audio amplifier. It's can, in ceiling, in wall, landscape. And so once this is connected to the network, you can control it with your phone or your tablet. It has a new built-in streaming application, and you can even isolate to one room or another, or do both together.
That's cool. That's I feel like you got a big house, you got a mansion, and you want the music playing in your kitchen and also your family room.
Yes.
But not any of your other rooms. This is going to be an option for that. So that's cool.
I can hear my speakers from the kitchen and the living room.
Me too. I live in a studio apartment, so I have
I live in a condo.
And it works.
So this next video is from Nice. This is a new user interface that they just announced at CEDIA Expo. There's new security features where you can see the house layout with mapped dimensions and all this other great stuff. And there are some new voice control options. So let's check this out.
Go through a couple of things here. Let's start with the security tab. It's a great new feature we have. We have our layout view. So this is a really cool view that you can actually see. You can map out using a phone, map out the property. And you can, using LiDAR on the phone, you can map out the exact dimensions of the property. And then you can lay out where you have lighting devices or thermostats or cameras or touch panels or anything that you would put on the property. And from here you can actually control those items. So I can turn lights on, turn lights off. I can see what zones are triggered from a security standpoint. I can see if there's motion, the camera will pop up in the corner here. So a really cool new feature called Layouts. We've also introduced, this show is our new voice control. So we have the ability to control the system with voice. And the really cool thing about this system is that what we can do is turn on the lights. So we have the system contextually aware of where things are in the home, and rather than having to remember where things are, you just say turn on the lights, and it does it automatically.
Okay, so we're going to bring back on my bestie, Gary Kay, and he's going to help me talk a little bit more about some of the CEDIA Expo, Best of CEDIA Expo awards that we gave away. So let's bring him back on.
We are back. I'm excited again. We're doing the CEDIA awards, and we already did the first, 8 or 9 awards earlier in rePLAY CEDIA. But now we're going to go on and continue with those awards. The next award is the Best New Home Cinema Audio Solution. We gave it to the L-Acoustics XI series loudspeakers. And L-Acoustics, one of those companies that I will bet that most people in the high-end residential space have heard of them because of live events and things like that, but don't really know that they're in the residential space. They made a big tent pole in that show because they had a very large booth at CEDIA and their booth was packed.
And I really actually like that they do not have a separate residential line. They're like, we just make good products. You can put this in your home. You can put this in your auditorium. They obviously have different sizes and options, but it's the same product. So I actually think that is smart.
It's an interesting take, right? To the customer, you're getting a commercial grade product in your home. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting. And I certainly think the CI community will embrace the product. Best new sound bar, Dyna Audio Symphony Opus 1 is the product we gave it to. And listen, this product is beautiful. Most audio bars or speaker bars, I should say, look the same. This one actually has mechanical louvered front panel to it. So it kind of looks like a piece of art that opens up and brings you a whole bunch of audio. I'm a little concerned about the vibration of that, but look, I'm not an engineer, they are.
If Waterfall could figure out how to make tower speakers completely out of glass with no vibration or crazy echo, like I just believe anything now. I'm sure the vibration is no problem.
Well, I mean, look, it's going to be interesting. They know what they're doing. This next one I'm going to let you do because you introduced this company to me and I was really impressed.
Yeah, so this is the X-Case Ghost. I think it's pronounced X-Case, but this is a tiny, very, very slim in-ceiling wall speaker with a built-in sub. And what is cool about this is it's so small. So they're obviously just showing kind of like a prototype of like what this could be, but that is so tiny, so cool.
And they call it Ghost because it is so small.
Yeah.
But to have a built-in subwoofer is pretty impressive. We could not hear it. It's it doesn't matter really because we on the show floor you can't really hear anything anyway.
Yeah,
but
it's hard to give
concept
these kind of
standpoint,
demos.
this product wins. So if they actually deliver what they show as a concept, they deserve the award. Best new surface mount speaker because we know those are still extremely popular. Origin Acoustics Marquee line. Origin's done this for many, many years. They've got a great product line, and I think I don't think anyone's going to argue with us over this product line. And what's interesting, they have a whole system, right? I mean, they have you could do the whole room with the Marquee line as opposed to
because they do also have in-wall, in-ceiling, surface mount. They have every option and sub too. So you can do, your whole home cinema, home theater with just the Marquee line, which is awesome.
For best new complete systems, it went to the Sonance SA4-66 series. Let's watch this video.
A small aperture system from James, and now we're incorporating small aperture into the Sonance line of products. Here you're going to find a brand new cabinet that contains a subwoofer as well as a tweeter with a very small opening. The idea is this small aperture speaker installs inside the ceiling and it only has a reveal of 4 inches. We have round and square grills, recessed and also bezeled. This type is designed to match the lighting that goes inside the ceiling. Full range sound coming out of a very small 4-inch opening. It can be done in drywall or in solid surfaces such as wood ceilings or shiplap, things like that. So super excited this product is now debuting. It'll ship early next year.
Okay, so for the next product, this goes to Best New Outdoor Audio product, and this is Magna Audio's Oasis. I'm not even going to attempt to tell you everything that this comes with. Just check out this video.
Right? Yeah.
Coffee table, fire pit, ice bucket. We won from rAVe Best Outdoor Product last year, and we brought it together. Now we have alcohol fire pit, so you can see it here. And in this model, it's a dual one. You can leave it up, and you have a nice bucket for beverage, so it's a nice one. I'm gonna show you some details of the product here. It has a built-in amplifier with AirPlay 2 Bluetooth. We also have HDMI ARC and auxiliary port. There are 6 full-range drivers and 2 10-inch subwoofers that make a huge sound.
Okay, so for the next product, we have the video again. So this is Lightline's Luna line, and these are basically for wet location, and they tilt, and it's gimbal lighting. So check out this.
And it's best new lighting product, by the way.
Yes, best new lighting product. Sorry.
To recap quickly, the Luna program is the industry's first wet location tilting gimbal. There's a number of varieties and sizes on that, but I'll focus on a few features and the new product that's going into the program. So it's a 5-position CCT selectable product. That's across the entire program. But what we're introducing here at CEDIA this year is a higher output option that has interchangeable inner reflectors and different beam angles. The big difference here is you can get up to 2,400 lumens out of the front of this. That's good for high ceilings and higher applications where you need to focus that light down to the floor. Interchangeable reflectors and beam angles help shape that light. There's white, there's black, there's a copper, there's a specular and a semi-specular option in this program in round and square.
All right, best new shading product goes to Clarishades, the suite. And the reason why this has got the best product is it is a combo blackout and transparent shade product, all in one. So you don't have to have 2 different sets of shades. And
oh yeah, you're like seeing how it's working now. So he lifted up one, and now he's pulling down the other. And that's all in the same product. That's so cool.
It's all in the same case, and it's it's called the Suite, which is a great name for that product. I have to admit, that's a good branding for it. And yeah, and what's interesting about Claire is that this could be this is not only a residential product, could be a commercial product as well. So congratulations to them. And then finally, for this segment, because we're gonna go back to some other stuff on replay, and then we'll come back and do one last segment of awards. The last award for this segment is Best New Mount Solution. This is always a tough one because mounts are not that exciting, but we got to give it to Chief's Tempo, Legrand AV's Chief brand, to the Tempo mount. And we're going to go out with this. And when we come back, it'll be Steph and Megan again. So check out this video.
The beauty of this product is the fact that we have taken what we introduced last year of our Tempo on-wall product into an in-wall solution. By having separate boxes that then can sink into the wall pre or post-install drywall installation, it allows you to then incorporate large screen displays, up to 250 pounds of weight capacity on 20 gauge steel stud walls, or 25 gauge steel stud walls, 200 pounds of weight capacity. The interfaces allow you to extend the display out up to 10.6 inches. And when recessed back, the unit will then allow you to be as close as a half of an inch away from the wall, which provides for accessibility for cables as well as thermal management of any of the components that are stored behind.
Okay, so that was our second portion, just kind of talking about the Best of CEDIA Expo awards, but that is just a hint of the surface of what was on the show floor. So Megan and I are back to talk about a few of the other really cool products that we liked. So this first one is from Lutron. This is natural light optimization for its roller shades. So this is really interesting technology that the company uses to make this happen so that they know what to do for the morning light versus the afternoon light versus the evening. So check out this product video.
Taking 3 data points, being the latitude, longitude, and window orientation, we're able to create various presets for the placement of the windows. We use 3 different window positions, night position, indirect sunlight, and direct sunlight, that are all tweakable within the software. We also really wanted to create a method of transparency for our customers by giving them the ability to turn on and off natural light optimization within their own Lutron app, even room by room or shade by shade.
This next product is from our friends at Josh.ai. So this Edge remote control is brand new and it's going to be shipping before the end of this year. It's magnetically charged, and then off the charger, the time frame can be months long.
Mm-hmm.
There are customizable buttons that you can just remove and replace for what you use the best, and they offer 100 plus variants of the buttons. And it includes the classic Josh microphone.
Yes, because they say that they're not a microphone company, but I think that's like voice is like what they're very well known for. So
Yeah.
it's nice that they included that microphone in the remote as well. I like all the customizing options of that.
Yeah. Right. And
for
you can get a custom rAVe one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me get a purple one. So for this next product, this is just for fun. There are a lot of like furniture companies that showcase at CEDIA Expo, and this is Infinity massage chairs. So they're showing the Luminary Center D 4D and the Gen Max 4D, and they have rollers and they offer compression therapy. Like, look how like nice and relaxed those two lovely models look in this video. Like, I wish that was me. So if you want that in your house, you can. I don't know how much it is, but if that is your vibe, I support you.
Yeah, those are awesome. We need them in the office.
I know. Oh my God, that'd be a great idea, Megan. So, okay, for this next segment, I'm actually going to interview Arlen Schweiger of CE Pro. So, yes, technically he is a competitor to rAVe, but I love getting to talk to other journalists who experienced the show floor because we never see it all. So it is so nice to come in and be like, okay, like what trends did you notice? Did you notice anything I didn't notice? So this conversation is actually really fun, really interesting. And he talks about his top 3 products and why he thought they were so cool. Hey everyone, I'm very excited to introduce one of our guests today. This is Arlen Schweiger. How's it going, Arlen?
It's going great. Thank you so much for having me as a guest. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Of course, I think it's kind of funny because I guess technically we are competitors, but we're a really work together kind of industry, and I think that the way that our industry does journalism is a little bit different. So I actually love talking to other journalists in the industry and kind of finding out about what they saw on the show floor, because no one can get the entire show floor by themselves. So I always find it interesting getting insights from others.
Yeah, and we had myself and 2 other editors there, and you'd think even with 3 people, you can't really cover all of the show floor, all the demo rooms, and everything there. So I feel kind of the same way.
Yeah. So let's jump right in, Arlen. What did you notice, like in terms of themes on the show floor? I'm really interested to see if what you picked up on was different at all from what I picked up on.
Sure. And so the first one I'll start with, you'll note that later on when we talk about my favorite products, you can kind of see this in action. But my first one is that there are just a lot more products that manufacturers are developing that are much more interior designer friendly. I really think it's probably time for more companies and more integrators to go to a show like KBIS, where there is a lot of design professionals. I don't know how many design professionals were brought to the CEDIA Expo, perhaps by dealers who are in, good partnerships with them. But, from what I saw, and these are companies that I've seen in the past, and they still are really developing, very good products that address this trend. So for like flush mounts of wall mounted controls that really blend in with the surrounding surfaces, things that WallSmart and Lutron continue to do that really help their products blend in, just really elegant designs. TrueFig also, they've been doing that for years as well. So those products I think are becoming a lot more kind of keyed in on when it comes to taking those very different surfaces, could be like backsplash, just regular in wooden surfaces, just being able to blend in. It's really neat. I would say you have the small aperture loudspeaker options. Companies like Sonance and Origin's Ambisonic brand. I'm sorry, no, we'll talk about Ambisonic in a second. But Origin Acoustics, they've been, pioneers of this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And, they blend in with the light fixtures, and it's all part of what we kind of call the integrators want to own the ceiling. That's a phrase that I've heard in past years. Other design trends, we still have invisible speakers. That's where I was going to say Ambisonic, Stealth Acoustics. They have, next generation products that are higher performing, easier to install, and they complete, they conceal audio, and really they go in tandem with another theme that is something that I'll also talk about in my favorite products, which is, the video walls. And video walls are not like acoustically transparent projection screens. You can't put speakers behind them.
Right.
You can't put speakers below them or, above them, if they're really, huge, massive floor to ceiling video walls. So having an invisible speakers in there really help designers for a room like that, and integrators, to appease homeowners. And I would say, we're also seeing that as well with how they are integrated with frame TVs. Samsung, obviously, they're great one that they've had for years.
Yep.
Sony was showing something like that as well. So those are, really great for dealers who need to come up with solutions for those scenarios. I would say another hidden product that's another company has been doing this for years is Sierra Mirror TV. And, they have a history of wow factors with these kind of displays that basically, they turn on and you can see them in the mirrors. Want to get caught up when, you're shaving, drying your hair, whatever. But when they're powered off, you don't see them at all.
Yeah,
So
they look a lot better than they used to as well. When those first came into the scene, they were cool, but they were kitschy because they didn't look very good. Like, I was like, I wouldn't really watch this, but now they've really, really come a long way.
Yeah, it's just kind of like the invisible speakers. When invisible
Mhm.
speakers were introduced, they were always sort of knocked for their performance because there was just so much they could do.
Right.
But now, they're like audiophile type of speakers
Yeah.
coming from the ceiling, and it's really a phenomenal experience. And I would say one last one before we move on is this personalization options out there for designers to add just a little bit of flair here and there for customers. And I want to point out RTI on that one, because they had these keypads that were kind of like custom engraved, and they had little icons for what they stood for with subsystems, lighting, audio, whatever, and they're backlit with different colors. So it makes it really easy for the homeowner to just go up, and if they know the color, they can touch it. If they see the symbol, it makes it really easy for them. And like I said, it just adds a little bit of style feature to a room.
Very cool. So let's move on. I'm interested to hear what your top products of the show were and why. So do you want to go, like, are they in any order, or are they just like your 3 favorites?
Just my 3 favorites. There's no
Okay.
particular order. If we talk about any more themes, I can go into those as well, but I can also mention those products as kind of like honorable mentions, I'll say.
Okay.
If we wanted to do that, up to you. So we'll start with the Waterfall Audio Niagara XT series. We were talking about this right before we started recording. I mean, these are just the most gorgeous speakers that I've seen. I loved seeing them years ago. I can remember Waterfall Audio exhibiting, and
Yeah.
then I'm not sure if I think they went away from CEDIA Expo for a little bit. They're a French company. But now I saw them at ISE in February, and again was just astonished by the new versions of the Niagara series. And they have, aside from like the beautiful glass that obviously really makes the speaker, again, we're talking about designer friendly products. I mean, those are speakers to show off. They really are, obviously. And now they have really cool, I guess, just housings for the tweeters that are up top. And then they have bases that are also like really beautifully wrapped in strips of leather. It just those are gorgeous. Not to mention that they had live demos of them and they sounded great.
They
And
sounded great.
yeah,
For a
so
glass speaker, they
I
sound
know
amazing.
it really is pretty wild. So and I say aside from them, the one company that I will say, just coincidentally, also happens to be another international company, is Magna Audio from Brazil. They are the
Yes.
other company that makes the absolute most beautiful speakers out of just stone elements, rock elements, like actual
Mhm.
just chiseling, making sure everything is great. And they have them for the outdoors as well, and they're just amazing looking. So between those two companies, I would say those were my favorite audio products of the show.
Okay.
The
And
next
we
one, oh,
actually
yeah, go
well, we
ahead.
actually have a product video of the waterfall audio speaker so that you guys can watch it for yourselves. So we're gonna roll a quick clip of that and then we'll be right back.
So this is the Niagara XT2 that we're launching. The particularity is that now we're introducing a wooden tweeter, which is made from walnut. And you can see that these speakers are becoming completely unique because each customer will be able to choose the wood that they want. So basically we'll give them a choice of 3 different tweeters, and they can then decide whether they want the classic version or the exclusive version, etc. So this one is a 10 millimeter glass with the drivers, and then it's got a passive radiator at the bottom. All the parts are solid aluminum, all carved in France, and this is a leather accent, Napa leather at the bottom, which is like stitched by the best sellier that we have in France. So basically this is a product which is the top of the range for the whole waterfall range.
Okay. So, okay, Arlen, I'm excited to see what your next product is in your top 3.
Yeah, so I talked about micro LED video walls before that are really making up a lot of momentum right now. Obviously projection systems are still king for super large displays, although the TVs that were there, were also 98-inch OLEDs, things like that are just nuts. But the micro LEDs, they're high performance, their pixel pitches are really becoming smaller, so it's becoming seamless to see even from a closer distance. Because remember, they came from the commercial world where you had to stand, you were looking at signs from way back, far distances, and there was more options for pixel pitch. Now, with these products, they want to be more seamless to the eye. So Sony, one of their demos, they had a demo of their crystal LED product, and the person who was running the demo, we knew what it was going to be in a few seconds once the demo started. But he was like, yeah, can you tell, we want to know, can you tell if this is a projection system or an LED, micro LED wall? And you really couldn't, especially
Yeah.
with all, the lights turned down. And again, it showed some of the actual advantages, besides the screen being beautiful, is just, you don't have to deal with projection noise that adds to it. The room might not going to get as warm because of, super large projectors out there. Again, it's also an upsell opportunity for integrators who are looking to do like those invisible speakers, more in-ceiling speakers, things like that. So I thought that was a pretty incredible display demo.
Very cool. So I really liked that too, but I'm also really looking forward to your third product. We talked about this before, and this is another one I really liked.
Yeah, this is one that I actually didn't see until the very end of it was like one of the last booths that I visited.
Yes, and the mad dash to see everything before
Yeah,
the
and I
door
would
closes
say,
for good.
right, I would say our VP of sales, Sean Tobin, actually gave me a call and said, you've got to see this demo. It was after I had moderated an influencer panel Saturday morning, in which all 3 of the panelists, and it was one with, media and a couple of integrators, and they all raved about this as well. And this was Portal.io's AI proposal builder tool. I have to admit, I feel like I didn't see as much around the phrase AI as I thought I was going to see at this show, but the companies that are doing it right now, they're going to be they're ahead of the game. They're going to be able to refine everything, and so Portal's Josh Willits gave me basically a whole rundown, a walkthrough of this product, this tool that's really incredibly integrator friendly, and it's going to boost their efficiencies. It's going to help dealers deliver more comprehensive proposals that are really much simpler to put together. So they're going to save a lot of time. And one of the cool features is when dealers are giving a walkthrough, when they're on site talking to the homeowners, talking to designers, they can do a voice to text feature where it's basically the proposal tool is typing it out as you go, and you can say like, hey, I want a Sonos product in this room, I want a Samsung TV, I want this type of lighting, Ketra, whatever. And so it's just a different way that they can take down notes easier. As Josh said, they can go back to their vehicle, they can quickly pull things together, and really they're going to be able to put that proposal together pretty quickly, pretty well documented. And it's just one of those things that I know they're I've seen very different successes when it comes to AI tools like that, and it looks like theirs is going to be working very well for the integrator. So it's in beta right now. One of the dealers that I'm friends with, Justin Doman from Elite AV and Lighting down in Texas, profiled him a couple years ago, and he was standing right in front of me when we were doing the demo, and he is like, you need a testimonial? I'll give you a testimonial. This is the best product at the show. So that was basically all that you needed to hear about the AI proposal builder tool.
Very cool. Well, we have a product video of that too, so we're going to run a clip of that so you guys can get a little bit more of an idea of what it is and how it works. We'll be right back.
So Portal is known as a proposal tool. We have thousands of integrators that use this every month. And what we've done is we figured out a way to automate the proposal building process so they build themselves. So what I'll do is I'll create a new proposal. And you'll notice at the top we now have an AI proposal builder. So if I click this, it now wants me to upload the specification for this job, and this would essentially be your walkthrough content. So if you normally take notes when you're walking through a job with a customer, you can type those notes up here. Or if you're on your phone, you can just dictate the notes, and then Apple or whatever phone you use will transcribe them. But what I'm going to show you is a way that's been very popular for dealers that are using Portal, and that's to do walkthroughs and proposals with video. So this dealer, instead of taking notes, he spoke to the customer, he figured out what the spec was, he built the relationship, and then he said, hey, give me about 15 minutes. I'm going to walk through your house, and I'm going to record all the details. So he gets out his phone, and he just goes through the house, and he's dictating all the details. So he's counting up all the loads for lighting, like these 3 switches need to go to dimmers, and this needs a fan controller, and then over here we need maybe speakers in the ceiling. And the great thing about video is, once you have this, you can actually embed this right in a Portal proposal, and the customer gets to watch you walk through their house, explaining exactly what you're going to put in. There's no confusion. They know exactly what they're going to get.
So much for joining us and letting us know about a few of the things you noticed and a few of your favorite products. I agree with all of your choices. I think those are all fantastic. So my last question I have for you is, where can people find you on the internet and more about CE Pro?
Sure. For CE Pro, they can go to cepro.com, get news on a daily basis. They could also sign up for our digital edition there. You can find me on LinkedIn, just at my name, Arlen Schweiger. And the email address is arlen.schweiger@emerald and the letter X.com. And thank you for having me. This was a lot of fun recapping the show.
Thank you so much.
Steph,
All right.
can we bring back Gary one last time?
I guess so. Come on, let's bring him back. Okay, it's our last award segment. Gary, you've been really excited to announce this next one.
So best new software solution. I actually did the demo myself. This is JetBuilt's JetBot, which is an AI bot. And I hate AI bots normally, or bots in general, but this one
Right.
actually worked really well. So if you're having a problem with a product, basically you scan a QR code, all of a sudden you're connected with customer support, and it walks you through how to troubleshoot the product, or allows you to jump forward and talk to an actual human. But it actually worked. Like, we went back to the back of a product, disconnected a cable, and it walked through the steps of figuring out what could possibly be the problem. So the great part about this could be white labeled, and you can offer it as a commercial, as an integrator. You can offer this to your customers, or to, you can offer this as a service to your customers, and it's all sort of like makes it look like you're the one solving the problem here. So I really think that JetBuilt's done a great job here, and they've created a connection directly from the integrator to the customer that I think is positive.
Very cool. So for the next one, it's best security solution. And home security is always just a little bit different than commercial security. And this was a physical security solution that we just love. It is absolutely gorgeous. This goes to the Basalt Adelante, I think you pronounce it. But this is a luxury door phone, and luxury definitely is the best way to describe this. So it's got some really cool customizable security features. So check this out.
Here we are more than happy to present you the Adelante, the first luxury door call module by Basalt. Fully modular, built around the FaceTime experience, and fully integratable into Basalt Home. Not only is it very beautiful, it also adds a certain layer of security to it by the possibility of the integration of third-party cameras, as well as the integration of our design wide-angle camera that can be visualized within the Basalt Home environment. Using our touchpads, you can easily swipe from one camera to the other to be sure that nobody is standing somewhere where they're not supposed to stand. And you also have then the possibility to use the FaceTime experience provided by Basalt Home.
Being in the press for the last 20 years, one of my favorite things is to walk around the show floor and discover companies that are like little companies that people would normally see. So the best product / service you probably didn't see is a company called Applied Sensor. The product is called Trample Tech Blue. Just watch this video.
So we call it Trample Tech Blue. It is a pressure-sensitive floor mat for tracking people, pets, and packages without the privacy concerns of cameras. This version that I have over here is the low-tech version that uses Bluetooth to turn on a nearby socket on and off, like this, with a simple step. And then we have our more complicated version, which connects into something like Home Assistant, that connects through Wi-Fi and actually goes into that home hub and can turn on and off any smart device within your home automation system.
So for the next one, this is the best CEDIA Expo 2024 demo. And Gary and I try to give this away to a demo that we have actually done and physically seen ourselves. So this one goes to Theory Audio Design. And I do have a quick little product, not quite a product, but a little just video to show you a little bit about what I was experiencing when I did their demo. So check this out.
All right, for the next one, coolest CEDIA booth for 2024 goes to Leon. You will not deny this when you check out. They used to be known as Leon Speakers, but check out this video and you'll see why we gave this booth the best.
Leon Design Studio, 1967 Airstream.
Yeah, we were in a time capsule.
That's right. It's like a whole vibe in here. So this is literally a 1967 Airstream. We've done a few things to modify it. The axle underneath us allowed it to get from Detroit to Denver. But we actually put a little bit of insulation in here. But what we're focused on right now is how do you start a design conversation? It has to start with some inspiration. And what we have here are different artifacts from that period. And I always like to look at some of these things like, here's one of my favorites. Check this out. This is a Toshiba portable radio. I mean, come on. Look at that grill. It's gorgeous. And I even look at some of these other elements like a a radio that was designed to be worn around your neck. I mean, this is not a Halloween costume. It's like got heft to it. But when we're talking design with our customers, we're looking at inspiration of the colors, the forms, and this is what the dealer was selling in 1967. It was walnut, trim, grills. This is a Sony radio, and it was the height of style. So I want to bring that into the modern space now when we're talking about customization. We like to use the word personalization, and we come right over here to the Leon Design Studio where we're leading a conversation around what does your living room look like. Now I know.
By the way, if they ever sell that, I'm buying it.
I know. I talked to Jeff. I was like, Gary wants this Airstream, by the way.
Yeah.
So if you guys ever get rid of it, call him.
So most interesting product award goes to, and this is a product that everybody wants but nobody needs, Laundry Jet's air-powered automated laundry chute, which is, like I said, everybody wants that, but nobody actually needs that. That's a great product.
So you power it on by, he's going to remove the cover, and then you kind of yeet your clothing into it, and that turns it on, and then it goes up in this tube, and you're going to watch it. It's going to shoot out from the other side into your laundry room in a second. So this is, I guess, if you have like a very large house and you just can't possibly walk.
Well, if your laundry's downstairs or in the basement,
Yeah.
and your all your rooms are upstairs, the second or third floor, this is kind of convenient, especially if you have multiple kids, lots of towel sheets, stuff like that.
Yeah,
So, like I said,
multiple
everybody
kids.
wants it. Nobody actually needs it, but it's a great product.
But it's cool.
Another most interesting product award goes to MP Global for Quiet Board Plus. I actually shot this. Actually did this video as well. Carrie shot it, but it was ultimately this product is a layer. So the company specializes, Steph. The company specializes in layer between the composite floor and the floorboard of your house, so that when you're, the kind of fake wood floors that everyone has now, it gives it a little bit of a cushion and a bounce, and also a sound barrier. They actually made a version of the product that you can put on the walls between the between the 2x4s and the drywall. So before you put the drywall on, you put this on, and it acts as a sound barrier for a home theater. So check this out.
Anyone who's doing integration or building home theaters. Let's imagine someone has hired you to build a home theater, or maybe you're lucky enough to get involved in the construction of a house before it's completely built. I'm here with Michael Crane. Michael, thank you very much for joining me. I'm going to tell a little bit about the product, and then you can go back and correct me. So it's called Quiet Board Plus. And basically what it is a cotton-based fabric product with an aluminum front, or aluminum style. Mylar is aluminum?
We do one that is not face as well.
Okay. And what you would do is you would put this on in squares before you put your drywall on, and it reduces noise down to 60 dB.
Correct. It reduces that vibrational energy that sound produces once it hits drywall. It also acts as a decoupler to keep that drywall from the framing.
So it isolates it from the room next door.
Exactly.
So
Okay, for the last product award that Gary and I are giving away, this is Best New Projection Screen, and this goes to the Draper Style Line. So as you can see, we're going to throw this one up here. This looks like a display. So it is
Like a
literally a
flat
projector.
or an LED, yeah.
Yeah, like a flat screen, one of those really thin bezel, displays. And this is literally a projection screen. So thought the technology that Draper used to make this was really, really cool and original. So we are giving that our last product.
It's for short throw projectors that you're going to put like on a shelf right on a wall. And instead of projecting on the wall, you have an actual screen that frames it nicely.
Yeah,
So
and it
congratulations.
comes in a variety of like sizes and like frame options.
Yeah, so congratulations, Draper, for the Style Line product. And all these awards can be seen on our website at rapubs.com anytime. You can go to rapubs.com/CEDIA Expo, but right now it's on the homepage. And so Steph, thanks for doing this with me. Thanks for inviting me to do this. And congratulations on rAVe. And I know you want to close the show out, so I'll turn it back over to you.
And we're back.
We're back. So those were, just to be clear, this was not even kind of an exhaustive list of all that was on the CEDIA Expo show floor. We shot total between the two shows over 660 videos. So if you didn't see something that you wanted to see more of, like, please feel free to go to search our YouTube, search our site, or you can tell me if there's something you wanted me to include more next time, like a product type or something. I love hearing from you guys, and I do take your recommendations to heart. So yeah, but we hope this kind of just gave you a small little inkling of what we saw on the show floor, and hopefully it made you feel as if you were there.
Yeah, and don't forget to join us tomorrow as we replay Commercial Integrator Expo, or go through all the pro side of the show.
Exactly. So if you want to see the rAVe Pubs coverage of either show, you can go to ravepubs.com/CEDIA Expo. And for tomorrow's, you can go to ravepubs.com/CIX. Megan, where can they find you in your coverage?
You can find us at launchcode.com. And also, while you're on the launch platform, be sure to check out Launch Week 10, which is coming up at the end of October.
So excited. It's going to be awesome. And if you want some CTSRUs, I would highly recommend checking it out because you can get 10 for coming the whole week. So
Yay.
definitely check that out. But yeah, thank you guys for answering the polls, for being such a great audience. We appreciate you so much. So we'll see you again tomorrow. Hope you join us. All right. Bye.
Bye.